information modeling. Just now that Deputy Premier Sarawak mentioned about BIM as well, and future reality and augmented reality. Nusantara actually is the live example utilization of augmented reality. So we have 1,000 of the AI camera during the construction progress. So I can monitor in my command center that we will develop we already had the command center, so I can see the progress. The contractor cannot lie. Even they cannot just say that our S-curve is already reached 70%. So we easily can detect because we put all AI camera in the construction area. So we have a command centers using the augmented reality and virtual reality and also Internet of Things and moving prefabrication. Malaysia also doing that one. I just want to share the picture there. Here, there is a 22 tower for workers because we want to humanize them. They're not longer in barrack, they're in apartment. So we built 22 tower in 3 months. Using what? It's the prefabrication. IBS is a modular part. So in 3 months, we built 22 towers for 10,000 workers. So we try to humanize them. They're one apartment. Yeah, we have 6 to 8 workers. Yeah, they don't need to stay in the barrack. So everything is provided for them. So we have a canteen. So they're just using the QR code to buy all those things that they need. So this is the kind of the building future, the latest construction technology that we're using in Nusantara. And also, you can imagine 2024, Indonesia government allocated around 28.5 billion for infrastructure, massive infrastructure during the President Jokowi. But during President Prabowo, we slightly, depending on the investment, especially for Nusantara, we already spent phase 1 of Nusantara capital city around 2.5 until 3 billion US dollar is around 70 to 80 trillion rupiah Indonesia, the phase 1. All the basic infrastructure we developed using the government budget. So currently the phase 2, 2025 onward, so we depend on the investor. Malaysia, one of the biggest investor currently in Nusantara. Give applause to you. Through IGM Berhad. IGM built for the government 7 towers, more than 15 tower investment by IGM Berhad. Now IGM Berhad also still continue their investment in Nusantara capital city. I heard some of the Malaysian company also, Dato' Anwar Ibrahim actually already met the President Prabowo and introduced many investors from Malaysia as well. And you can imagine, for those who don't know where exactly the Nusantara exactly the East Kalimantan. We moved from Jakarta to the East Kalimantan after 2029. Then this is around 1,200 kilometers. The first country moving the capacity 1,200 kilometers away. So you can imagine Putrajaya, KL is a close, isn't it? Myanmar, capital city, Neom, you name it, any capital city, the new capital city. This is the 1,200 and different island. You can imagine how we make it this one, and then our dream to make all the economic spread, because currently 270 million people of Indonesia, 150 million living in Java Island. So we need to spread this population. And Nusantara Indonesia active contribution in absolutely the global sustainability campaign, including the environmental ESG, just now it's mentioned by Deputy Premier as well, biodiversity, climate change, and sustainable development goal. We implement all those ones. And I have another 10 minutes. So we divided into 4 phases, yeah. phase 1 is done already until 2024, and then now is phase 2. So we will develop another area in the new capital city, and also that we divided into 9 clusters, especially for the economic generator, so that we have a South Renewable Energy area, Economic Financial Center, Education Service. So we create the cluster of that. And the phase 2 done, phase 1 done, phase 2 now is we strengthen Nusantara core area, a smart housing, office and commercial zone. And then after that, the next phase is scale up of education until 2045. So this Nusantara developed not in one night. It's a 25 years. And we developed using this principle: green, smart, inclusive, resilient, and sustainable. You can see Nusantara called as the smart forest city. It means we're living in the forest, but in the smart way. So we maintain all this one, 65% still tropical forest. We only develop 25% of construction and 10% for the public space. So we maintain 65% as the forest. So to achieve the tropical forest, we do the program what we call deforestation. So we planting all those tropical forests in Nusantara, so that the 65% maintained as a forest city. And this is Nusantara looks like in 2024. We already have all those government building ready to be occupied, and all that one is passed and approved by our Green Building Council of Indonesia. So this is using all these natural resources. So I talking with John and also that Neil related to our natural resources. Yeah, this is important for us in Nusantara to utilize all those material in Nusantara. And imagine 2045, the 20 years from now, Nusantara will be based on autonomous demand public transportation. I'm the one actually in charge of the autonomous demand in Nusantara last time for the proof of concept, because I'm a technical advisor for autonomous demand in European country. And then I already done the POC in Nusantara. And also that the advanced air mobility, we already have the POC of Hyundai taxi, the flying taxi, the future of the Nusantara public transportation, and integrated command center using the drones and robot and electric vehicle ecosystem. This is the imagination of Nusantara in 2045 when we complete the project. And AI-powered fully digital one-stop service for residents as well, IoT-based air quality monitoring control system, we already implement that one. All those smart building system, we already come out with the blueprint, so the next government will just follow the roadmap and centralized using management using smart meter system. And all those actually a city fully powered by renewable energy. So this open for opportunity, example Sarawak Energy also to invest in Nusantara. Smart farming ecosystem, IoT-based water quality monitoring until the biodiversity and carbon stock monitoring system. And all actually implement in new capital city. Those buildings currently ready, completely 100%. And then we're waiting the President Prabowo instruction to move. But President Prabowo decided IKN, the new capital city, must come out with the parliament building first. So he just want to move if parliament also ready, not only the government officer. So all the on rooftop actually is a solar panel. That one is a renewable energy. And then also that investing in Nusantara still open, especially in renewable energy, transportation, housing, water treatment, telecommunication, transit, especially transit-oriented development, and also the education, medical, commercial, and technology. My conclusion, yeah, I still have 5 minutes, but I'll be finished earlier. The momentum of Indonesia infrastructure development plan is clear. It is not just about concrete and steel. Recently, President Prabowo came out with a president decree about the utilization of natural resources, including the local materials. So there's no longer a resort, or any what we call that tourism activity for the development using the cement and concrete. So President try to localize your material, especially bamboo, like in Bali, using a timber also, because in 10 years Indonesia already is far away from the timber engineering, so that we try to activate again the natural resources that we had. And Indonesia continue to invest in its future, and the infrastructure sector will remain as a key growth driver economically and socially. So for business, investor, for the contractor in Malaysia and Sarawak, policymaker, this message is simple actually. Now it's time to get involved in construction infrastructure in Indonesia, especially in new capital city of Nusantara. I was 2 years as the chief of infrastructure there. We already received 300 investors. Unfortunately, only 10% of them chipping the money, because look and see about the political situation of Indonesia. So what is the lesson learned that you can have also in Malaysia? The stability in terms of politics is important. So investor will be not coming, if the politics is become their concern. So we try our best in Nusantara. We make all the stability in terms of politics, in terms of social, everything is clear, so investment can come to Indonesia. Then we are confident that we can reach the 8% economic growth in 2029. So that is my conclusion. Thank you for inviting me, and then you can ask me any question if they're possible. Thank you very much for your invitation.
Thank you very much, Professor Razdian Shah, for your very insightful keynote. Yes, you can ask Professor questions. Just scan the QR code and ask your questions via Slido. We kindly ask you to remain on stage for the Q&A session. Yes.
Okay.
To moderate this session, may I invite Madam Noriani Ismail, the General Manager of Corporate Communications at CIDB Malaysia. With over 25 years of experience in journalism, public relations, and corporate communications. Over the past decade, she has played a pivotal role in shaping the International Construction Week, ICW, and was instrumental in initiating and curating its flagship, the International Construction Transformation Conference, ICTC, and today's Construction Sustainability Summit. Madam Noriani, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Professor, for that very enlightening and very inspiring presentation. Okay, I'll go straight here to the. We have 2 questions. Is it going to show? Okay. Just now in your presentation, you were talking about how Indonesia is focusing on construction sustainability. So moving forward, in the nearest future, will research on sustainable material will be prioritized in Indonesia?
Oh, absolutely, yes, because that I did mention just now that Indonesia has already come out with the president decree, the regulations to back to the natural resources, especially in construction, besides the utilization of digital and also construction technology. This is become our concern, especially in new capital city, because we rely.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and put your hands together for our guest of honor, the Right Honorable Datuk Tinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem Negaraku and Sarawak State Anthem Ibu Pertiwiku. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly be seated and thank you very much. Thank you, Sarawak Cultural Village Dancers, for the welcoming dance. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Salam Sarawak Maju Makmur. Salam Segulai Sejalai. Our guest of honor, the Right Honourable Datuk Tinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Amar Haji Awang Tengah Ali Hassan, Deputy Premier, Second Minister for Natural Resources and Urban Development and Minister for International Trade, Industry and Investment Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi, Minister of Works Malaysia. The Honourable Ministers and Deputy Ministers of Malaysia and Sarawak. Distinguished guests, Yang berbahagia Datuk Sri Azman bin Ibrahim, Secretary General, Ministry of Works Malaysia. The Honourable Insinyur Haji Yusof bin Haji Abdul Wahab, Chairman of CIDB Malaysia. Madam Zainora Zainal, Chief Executive of CIDB Malaysia. Head of Departments, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to Kuching City for the International Construction Week and Build Expo 2025, Borneo. We are thrilled to have you here today as we gather to explore the theme, Innovative Construction for a Sustainable Future. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, so as to pray for blessings for today's ceremony, it is now with great pleasure to invite Al-Fadil Ustaz Said Abdul Aziz bin Wan Yusof from Sarawak Islamic Council to recite the doa. Dengan segala hormatnya, dipersilakan.
آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيده. يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد صلاة تنجينا بها من جميع الأهوال والآفات وتقضي لنا بها جميع الحاجات وتطهرنا بها من جميع السيئات وترفعنا بها عندك أعلى الدرجات وتبلغنا بها أقصى الغايات من جميع الخيرات في الحياة وبعد الممات. اللهم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. O Allah, we ask for your favor and blessing to make this opening and gathering of the International Construction Week Borneo and Build Expo 2025 to be officiated by Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak, throughout the whole event. O Allah, to you, O Allah, belongs the most excellent praise and beautiful names. We ask Thee to grant us success in the development of the country's construction industry and the continuous growth of this nation. O Allah, we humbly ask you and rely on you for the protection and preservation of our national security, our leaders and citizens. Our Lord, shield our country from disasters, chaos and catastrophe, and from infiltrators and enemies of the country. Allahumma Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Majlis merakamkan ribuan terima kasih Al-Fadil Ustaz Said Abdul Aziz bin Wan Yusof. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we gather for the International Construction Week and Build Expo 2025 Borneo, we are indeed privileged to be joined by leaders who are at the forefront of driving innovation and progress in our industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, first things first. It is indeed our great honor to introduce our leader whose dedication and vision are vital to the advancements of our nation's infrastructure. Thus, without further ado, please welcome on stage the Honorable Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi, Minister of Works Malaysia, to present his welcoming speech. Silakan, Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri.
Thank you, the Master of Ceremony. The Right Honorable Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, the Premier of Sarawak. The Honorable Datuk Amar Haji Awang Tengah Ali Hassan, the Deputy Premier, the Second Minister of Natural Resources and Urban Development, and the Minister for the International Trade, Industry and Investment, Sarawak. The Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers, Malaysia and Sarawak. Distinguished guests, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Azman bin Ibrahim, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Works, Malaysia. And of course, I have with me my deputy, the Deputy Minister of Works in Malaysia, Datuk Sri Ahmad Mazlan. The Honorable Engineer Haji Yusuf bin Haji Abdul Wahab, the Chairman of the CIDB Malaysia. Madam Zainal, Chief Executive of CIDB Malaysia. Head of Department, ladies and gentlemen. Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani, salam Sarawak Maju Makmur, dan salam Segulai Sejalai. And a very good morning. It is a great honor for me to welcome all of you to the International Construction Week, Borneo 2025, held for the very first time in East Malaysia, in Sarawak, and also right here in the vibrant city of Kuching, the capital city of Sarawak. I would like to express my deepest appreciation to Yang Berhormat Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, for gracing this landmark event with his presence, which truly reflects the state government's strong commitment to advancing sustainable infrastructure and innovation in the region. This moment is more than symbolic. It reflects our nation's deep commitment to inclusive growth, equitable development, and recognizing the growing significance of East Malaysia in driving innovation, infrastructure, and sustainability. As we take on the role of ASEAN Chair in 2025, it is only fitting that this journey begins here in Borneo, a region rich in resources, bold in visions, and central to Malaysia's future-proof infrastructure agenda. International Construction Week has long been a platform for showcasing industry excellence, bringing together key players to explore new ideas and technologies. But the ICW Borneo 2025 theme, Innovative Construction for a Sustainable Future, marks a new chapter. And this is not just an ordinary gathering. It is a strategic convergence of the minds, markets, and missions. The two-day program offers more than just dialogue. It offers directions. We are here to explore how construction can be reimagined in the face of the climate change, rapid urbanizations, technological disruptions, and the urgent call for sustainable development across Southeast Asia. Sarawak is leading by example. Through landmark initiatives like the Post-COVID Development Strategy, or PCDS 2030, the state has made it clear its vision of becoming a developed economy powered by data, driven by innovation, and committed to environmental sustainability. From the Borneo Highway to the hydrogen economy and the floating solar farms, Sarawak's ambitions and actions are aligned with our national goals and ASEAN's broader regional priorities. And I believe Sarawak is not only building infrastructure, Sarawak is building the future. Among the flagship components of this year's program is the Construction Sustainability Summit. Held over 2 days, the summit features thought-provoking sessions with industry leaders and policymakers. And this includes the hydrogen revolution, Sarawak's pathway to green energy economy, driving sustainable growth through clean power, innovations in construction and ESG strategies, and green and innovative construction materials, featuring speakers from Atelier 1, Atelier 10, Green School Bali, Gamuda, and the Rapna Timber Engineering. This summit sets the tone for how we can embed sustainability into the DNA of construction through policy, design, technology, and materials. Among the keynote addresses, we are honored to welcome and to have Yang Berhormat Datuk Amar Haji Awang Ali Hassan, the Deputy Premier of Sarawak, who have spoken on transforming Sarawak, advancing sustainable construction and renewable energy for a greener future this morning. Thank you, Yang Berhormat. We are also privileged to hear from, or to have heard already from, Dr. Resenia Shah, the Senior Advisor from the Executive Office of the President of Indonesia, who have delivered his keynote titled Indonesia Rising, the Next Frontier for Construction and Infrastructure. Throughout the summit, we will also dive deep into some of the most pressing topics and regional priorities through a series of thematic sessions. One of these will focus on sustainable mega projects and green energy, featuring experts from Sarawak Energy, SEDC, and Cahaya Mata Cement. Together, they will unpack exciting developments around the hydrogen economy, clean power, and smart construction technologies. We'll also explore innovations in construction and ESG with insights from Gamuda and Rapna Timber Engineering, highlighting how large-scale infrastructure projects can harmonize growth and environmental responsibilities. And finally, we'll take a global perspective on green and innovative construction materials, featuring two pioneers in sustainable design, Prof. Neil Thomas, MBE of Atelier 1, and Prof. Patrick Bellew, RDI of the Atelier 10, both based in London. Another key component is the official trade showcase, Build Expo Borneo. Featuring over 20 exhibiting organizations, Build Expo presents cutting-edge construction technologies, materials, and systems tailored to Southeast Asia's evolving infrastructure needs. And here, visitors can engage with AI-powered tools, modular construction systems, smart building solutions, and green innovations. This year, I'm pleased to note the increased international participations, including from China, highlighting the growing ASEAN-China cooperation in infrastructure and technology exchange. Last but not least, the ICW Borneo also plays host to several strategic seminars and technical meetings, and this includes the Construction Revolution 4.0 seminar, focusing on 12 transformative technologies from BIM and AR to robotics and blockchain. Facility management certification seminars and project manager upskilling workshops aimed at enhancing professional standards across the industry. The ASEAN Built Construction Working Group meeting, where policy and industry leaders collaborate on regional development strategies. Now, these forums are just platforms for display. They are not just platforms just for display. They are platforms for connection and transformations, and are key to helping us shape a more integrated, forward-looking ASEAN construction ecosystem. Yama Brahman, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Works, through the CIDB Malaysia, is committed to transforming Malaysia's construction sector into one that is resilient, digital, and ESG aligned. As Minister of Works, I am deeply committed to ensuring that Sarawak and Sabah are integral to our national construction development strategy. We are moving with purpose through the National Construction Policy 2030, the Construction 4.0 Strategic Plan, and cross-sector initiatives. One is to accelerate BIM and the IBS adoption. Two is to drive digitalizations and smart infrastructure planning. Three is to build industry-wide capacity through training, reskilling, and inclusive participations. And four is to foster public-private partnerships that deliver long-term impact. I commend the CIDB Malaysia under the leadership of Puan Zainora Zainal for actively expanding its reach in East Malaysia through training programs, regulatory support, and capacity buildings. Ladies and gentlemen, the ICW Borneo 25 is just the beginning of an exciting chapter. And let this be the spark for the new partnerships, bold strategies, and actionable change. Let us move forward, not just with ambition, but with alignment between policy, industry, and, of course, community. As we step into our role as ASEAN Chair, let us reaffirm our leadership by example, and let Sarawak be the starting point for that example. That is why, sir, ICW Borneo edition is in fact a prelude to the ICW International that is to be held on the 26th October this year. Usually in the past, a soft launch would be held on a much smaller scale than what we see here today, in some places, somewhere, also in Kuala Lumpur. But thanks to the KSU of the ministry, my Timbalan minister, and also, of course, the chair of the CIDB and the CEO of the CIDB and the board members of CIDB, they all have convinced me to let's explore and begin the first chapter, first edition of the International Construction Week here in Borneo. Simply because it is known all over the country and, in fact, just beyond our shores. that your leadership and Sarawak is seen truly as playing a leading role in getting forward, doing the right thing in construction and also in environmental issues. And that is why, personally, I'm sorry, I didn't think very much of a success. Not that we will not be doing well, but I was quite skeptical. But here this morning, sir, we are overwhelmed by what we initially planned for. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of all of you who are sitting here in this hall, who came here to participate, and in fact, you are also paying participants. And that makes it even more meaningful because you're not here on a free meal basis. That means we are all very serious in what we want to do. And I, as a Sarawakian, I must admit that I'm proud of each and every one of us who are here today to make this more than what I had expected. And it manifests into the thing that we want to do is we believe in Sarawak taking the lead. And sir, that is why we decided this year to do not a soft launch anymore, but a Borneo edition. And it is, I think, I've spoken to yourself and Dr. Amal. Let's hope that in the years to come, we can rotate among our regions in the Borneo Island. Today in Kuching, perhaps the next one will be in Kota Kinabalu, and I hope we can do somewhere in Kalimantan as well. That's something to look forward to. Now, as I said, let us be forward-looking. As we step into our role as ASEAN Chair, let us reaffirm our leadership by example. And as I said, and I'm saying it again, let Sarawak be the starting point to that example. Together, we can construct a future that is not only built to last, but built to inspire. Thank you very much.
To the Honorable Dato' Sri Alexander Natalinggi, Minister of Works Malaysia. Your insights continue to inspire us all as we strive for a sustainable and innovative future. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this week as we are celebrating construction, we are also highlighting and celebrating innovation, sustainability and collaboration via this platform. We shall work together and delve into groundbreaking ideas that will shape the future of our industry and our environment. And now let's take a moment to reflect on our journey and the exciting events ahead. We have prepared a special video presentation that highlights the significance of the International Construction Week and Build Expo 2025 Borneo, and this also includes an introduction to the Makmal Kerja Raya Malaysia. Let's all watch.
Here in the heart of Borneo, nature thrives, culture endures, and a new future begins to rise. East Malaysia is on the move, powered by progress and driven by a bold vision for a greener tomorrow. At the heart of this transformation is construction, the force laying the foundation for a sustainable growth. From digital innovation to renewable energy, the construction industry is leading the charge. Together, we are shaping a smarter, more connected, and a more resilient region. What we build today will define generations to come. This is the future, and it begins here. ICW Borneo 2025. Innovative construction for a sustainable future.
Welcome to Makmal Kerja Raya Malaysia, MKRM, a center of excellence in construction testing. We support industry players nationwide through CIDB Malaysia, and our operations are managed by its dedicated subsidiary, the Construction Research Institute of Malaysia, CREAM. Since our establishment in 2009, MKRM has set benchmarks in construction materials testing, playing a vital role in enhancing the quality, safety, and reliability of Malaysia's infrastructure. In line with the 12 Malaysia Plan, RMK 12, the plan to expand our services to Borneo began in 2020 and was successfully approved by the government in 2021. This strategic move materialized with the establishment of MKRM Sarawak in 2022, bringing our trusted testing services closer to East Malaysia. Located in Kuching, MKRM Sarawak is equipped with comprehensive testing facilities and the latest technologies. We offer a wide range of tests accredited under ISO IEC 17025, ensuring internationally recognized standards of precision, competency, and reliability. Our expertise includes construction materials testing, full-scale structural component testing, and industrialized building system (IBS) testing, supporting a wide array of projects, from infrastructure development to residential construction. We are proud to be your trusted partner in building a stronger, safer, and more resilient Malaysia. Welcome to MKRM Sarawak, your partner in construction testing excellence.
There you have it, the video presentations on the International Construction Week and Built Expo 2025 Borneo with the theme Innovative Construction for a Sustainable Future, and also the introduction video on Makmal Kejaraya, Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the moment we have been waiting for as we continue this exciting journey at the International Construction Week and Built Expo 2025 Borneo. It is with our distinct honor to invite to the stage the Right Honourable Datuk Tinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari dan Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak, to present his opening speech. Dengan segala hormatnya, silakan Yang Amat.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. Very good morning. Salam sejahtera. Salam Sarawak maju dan makmur. Salam segulai sejalai. Yang berhormat Saudara Dr. Omar Haji Awang Tengah Ali Hassan, Timbalan Premier Sarawak. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Alexander Natalinggi, Minister of Work Malaysia, and his deputy, Datuk Seri Madlan. The Honourable Ministers and Deputy Ministers, Yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Azman bin Ibrahim, Secretary General Ministry of Works Malaysia, The Honourable Engineer Haji Yusof bin Haji Abdul Wahab, Chairman CIDB Malaysia, Madam Zainora Zainal, CEO of CIDB Malaysia, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome all of you to this inaugural International Construction Week, ICW Borneo 2025, held for the very first time here in the city of Kuching. On behalf of the Government of Sarawak, I extend our warmest greetings to all esteemed delegates, international guests, industry leaders, policy makers, innovators, and change makers who are united by a shared mission That is to shape a more resilient, sustainable, and forward-looking construction industry for, of course, Sarawak, but most important is Malaysia and the wider region of ASEAN. I must congratulate the Minister and the whole Ministry of Works Malaysia and the Construction Industry Development Board, CIDB, for their foresight in bringing this landmark event to Sarawak. Thank you very much. It marks a proud moment, not just for the state, but for the entire nation and ASEAN. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this year's ICW Borneo, Innovative Construction for a Sustainable Future, could not be more timely and suited to the Sarawak's development vision that is resilient, inclusive, future-proof. In Sarawak, sustainability is not an afterthought. It is a guiding principle of our development agenda. When the COVID-19 pandemic struck, it challenged us deeply. But from adversity emerged clarity, an opportunity to reset our development path with a stronger resolve. In May 2020, we established the Sarawak Economic Action Council to craft our post-COVID-19 development strategy, PCDS 2030. This strategy outlines our bold vision to become a developed state by 2030 with a thriving society powered by data and innovation, where economic prosperity is matched by social inclusivity and environmental stewardship. Anchored on three pillars, that is economic prosperity, inclusive society, and environmental sustainability, the PCDS aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and reflects our ambition to lead responsibly. We aim to double our economic size to 282 billion by 2030 and setting a clear trajectory for transformative growth. Score and renewable energy as catalysts for green growth. To support this ambition, Sarawak continues to harness our natural strength through the Sarawak Corridor of Renewable Energy SCORE. As one of Malaysia's key economic corridors, SCORE leverages our rich hydropower capacity to power green industrialization, particularly in the central region of Sarawak. At the heart of this is Sarawak's Energy Berhad SEB, our state-owned utility, with over 70% of electricity generated from renewable hydropower. SEB, or Sarawak Energy Berhad, is a regional leader in green energy today. It has helped achieve a 73% reduction in Sarawak's emission. Indeed, a remarkable milestone. Sarawak's green transition is not theoretical. It's not theoretical, and it is already happening through one, hydrogen and green methanol initiative, including the Tanjung Kidurong plant under Sarawak Petchem. Two, the 50 megawatt Batang Air floating solar farm, Malaysia's first hybrid hydro solar system now. Three, the development of smart ports and logistic hubs, including the proposed Tanjung Abang deep sea port. Fourth, hydrogen export plans with partners like Gentari, the Japanese and Korean investors. Fifth, the establishment of an AI center to integrate emerging technologies in our public services and industries. These are not mere aspirations. These are real strategic investment in Sarawak's low-carbon, high-tech future. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to touch on facility management, FM, and sustainability beyond construction. Sustainability does not end when the last brick is laid. It must continue throughout a building's life cycle. This is why the Sarawak government is championing professional facility management, FM, to ensure safety, efficiency, and longevity of our assets. We must break the habit of constant new construction while neglecting existing facilities. With over 4,000 government quarters already built and 3,000 more underway, effective facility management, or FM, is critical. Currently, out of over 468 FM contractors in Malaysia, only 17 are registered in Sarawak. That is far from adequate. We might need some more. In 2024, JKR Sarawak pioneered our first official FM contract for the Borneo Culture Museum. This milestone sets a new benchmark and will be followed by FM contracts under RMK 13, including 1. The State Legislative Assembly Complex, 2. Integrated Administrative Centers in Bintulu, Limbang, and Lawas. 3. Federal Gunasama Quarters in Bintulu. We call on local contractors, therefore, to upskill and register as FM providers with CIDB to meet the growing demand. This is part of our holistic sustainability strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarawak government will introduce in Sarawak universities a new discipline, Bachelor of Engineering Construction Management. I believe this is one of the first discipline introduced in Borneo. This will be accessible to all Sarawakians who enter university, as this will be free education for them born by the Sarawak government. I am pleased that CIDB will organize a dedicated FM seminar and training as a follow-up to ICW Borneo, a timely step to strengthen capabilities in this crucial field. ICW Borneo, building the future responsibly. I think the core of ICW Borneo 25 is this, that is building responsibly as the construction industry is evolving from one focus on skill and speed to one that prioritizes innovation, resilience, and environmental harmony. As we face climate change, rapid urbanization, and resource constraints, we must embrace one, green building technologies such as solar panels and rainwater harvesting. Two, low carbon and sustainable materials such as bamboo, reclaimed wood, recycle steel. Three, circular economy principles, which involves eliminating waste and pollution, keeping products and materials in use at their highest value, and regenerating natural system. And four, digital tools like BIM and the Internet of Things to build smarter infrastructure. In my view, ICW 2025 and the Construction Sustainability Summit is a call to action to do just that. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about sustainability, last week I had the opportunity with my delegates to discuss on the issue of sustainability and ESG with the top management of London School of Economics. During the discussion, there is a new concept called natural capital. And we have to preserve our natural capital and add value to our natural capital through innovation and technology. London School of Economics will work with us to explore the possibility of expanding and exploring new technology in order to preserve and sustain our rich sustainability biodiversity. At the same time, to enrich skill through human capital development, and that will meet the goals of ESG. I'm pleased to state here that Sarawak government has formed a team to work with London School of Economics on the question of sustainability by enriching and preserving our biodiversity, which is included under the theory of natural capital. So we have a new approach, natural capital plus human capital, and we preserve the world. As ASEAN Chair in 2025, Malaysia has the opportunity to lead the region's construction and infrastructure agenda. And Sarawak is proud to be together with the rest of Malaysia, connected by sustainable, smart infrastructure, powered by renewable energy. We are going to be the hub of ASEAN grid, providing green energy to our friends in ASEAN, in Borneo as well as part of Philippines, guided by innovation, inclusion, and climate responsibility. ICW Borneo is not just a regional event. It is where ASEAN construction future begins, rooted in Borneo, reaching across the region. To all delegates, partners, and industry players, this is your platform, your ideas, your innovation, your partnership. They will shape what comes next. Let us not build merely structures. Let us build sustainable societies, resilient communities, pathways to a better, greener tomorrow. With that, it is with great pride and optimism that I hereby declare ICW Borneo 2025 officially open. Sekian, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
And we would like to invite our guest of honor to please remain on stage. And also may we invite all distinguished guests at the front row to join our guest of honor on stage for the official launch of ICW and Build Expo 2025 Borneo. Ladies and gentlemen, to mark the official launch, it is with great pleasure to invite the Right Honorable Premier of Sarawak to please do the honors by putting on the launching plaque on the launching podium. By the count of 3, 2, 1. International Construction Week and Build Expo 2025 Borneo is now officially launched with the theme Innovative Construction for a Sustainable Future. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce another significant milestone in our journey towards innovation and sustainability, the launching of the Makmal Kerja Raya Malaysia. We are privileged to have with us the Right Honorable Premier of Sarawak to grace this occasion by signing the launching plaque. The Right Honorable, please. This initiative aims to enhance our capabilities in construction technology and sustainable practices. I'd like to invite the Right Honorable to be back to the middle of the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have come to our next highlight. Let's take a moment to recognize a key player in this initiative, Archiscape Sdn Bhd, their remarkable vision and expertise as the architects of the CIDB Convention Center in Kuching, Sarawak. And they have set a new benchmark in sustainable design and construction. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch this montage. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite Architect Haji Sumardi Haji Ghazali, Architect Desmond Craig Takyong, and Mr. Irwan Iswani Muhammad from Akis Captain Berhad to receive certificate of recognition from the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to Akis Captain Berhad for their outstanding contribution. Terima kasih Akis Captain Berhad, tahniah diucapkan. As a gesture of appreciation to our guest of honor, may we invite the Honourable Minister of Works Malaysia to present a memento to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. Hadirin sekalian, kita berikan tepukan paling kemuruh buat yang amat berhormat Datuk Tinggi Premier Sarawak. Terima kasih yang amat berhormat dan sudi bersama kita pada pagi. Thank you very much, the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. Thank you, the Honourable Ministers of Works and also distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate this momentous gathering, let us capture this special occasion with a photo session. Can we invite all the members of the media on stage? And we'd like to invite all the audience to stand up and stay closer to the distinguished guests at the front row. We capture a beautiful photo op together with the guests. Can we have thumbs up? Okay, terima kasih rakan-rakan media. Thank you very much, members of the media, for being with us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's grand ceremony. A big thank you to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak for inspiring us with your commitment to a sustainable future. Your leadership is indeed vital in driving our industry forward. And now we invite the Honourable Minister of Works Malaysia to invite and accompany the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak for luncheon. And let's continue to foster innovation and collaboration as we work together towards a sustainable future. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey at the International Construction Week and Build Expo 2025 Borneo. Ladies and gentlemen, to all summit delegates, please remain in the hall for a brief housekeeping announcement, and the next program will commence at 1:15 p.m. At 1:15 p.m. Thank you very much. My name is Zaki Zaidi. Wishing all of you have a wonderful and productive conference. Thank you very much. Kita jumpa lagi pada masa akan datang. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum.